Why, hello there. How are you doing today? Well, I'll tell you how I'm doing today. I'm going to play Shadows of Brimstone. And when we last saw our heroes, Professor J. Randall Brown and Sadie, twin guns, they were emerging from the mine after a brief expedition into the Caverns of Cynder. Right, they need to make camp, so first of all let's reset them back to 1 grit each. And then we have the rather delicate task of dealing with Darkstone corruption. Randall has 6 points of corruption out of his 8 corruption resistance, and he's got 4 pieces of Darkstone, so let's roll for those first. Right, here we go, so 1s, 2s and 3s are going to be corruption hits. We have 2 corruption hits. Randall's willpower is 4, so he's failed 1, and I believe his Darkstone injection should still be active, so let's re-roll that. His immunization is successful, and he takes no corruption from his Darkstone. Very good. But that's not all for Randall. He does have these cursed void crystals, so he needs to either take a point of corruption, whether he likes it or not, or take 1 extra travel hazard. So I don't want the corruption point, and travel hazards are fun, so we'll take the extra travel hazard. Moving on to Sadie, all her Darkstone is sealed up in the tomb chest, so no corruption saves need to be made. So let's move on to travel hazards. Let's go to a medium town. Yes, so each hero automatically adds a travel hazard. So that's 2 for Randall and 1 for Sadie. While we're on this page, let's just go ahead and see what kind of town we're travelling to. 4. A plague town. Not had that before. Okay, let's move on to travel hazards. So Randall, you incurred 2 travel hazards. Black die is 10s, yellow die is units. So the first one is 16. Shadows out of time. The shadows playing across the canyon walls seem to move and flicker out of sync with the environment around them. You almost feel as though you can see the vast machinations of the universe playing out in the dark forms. The hero that rolled this travel hazard must make a Cunning 6 test. Let's go for it. Alright, Randall's Cunning is 3. Try not to roll any 1s. I've read ahead and 1s are bad. Oh, Randall. Let's use that grit. And we'll re-roll this 1. Yeah, just to get rid of it. There we go, we're okay. So we passed the test with that roll of a 6. Thank you, Randall. That means that we gain an extra revive token for use during the next adventure. There we go, let's get this ready. So 4 warned is 4 armed, and that extra revive token could really help out, actually. That's a really good benefit. Let's see what the next travel hazard is, though. 1T2, or 12, as it's more commonly known. Bleached bones. The sun burns hot, and the desert here is filled with the bleached bones of those that perished here. Each hero must make an agility 5 test to avoid getting caught up in the shifting sands. Okay, Randall, your agility is only 2, and you have used your grit, so let's see how you fare. You have failed. And Sadie, she's clanking around the outlaw armour, so her agility is 1. She has also failed. Does she want to spend a grit? You never know what's around the corner, we better hang on to that. Alright, if failed, your side back is torn on the jagged ribcage as you struggle to get free of the sand's grip until you get it repaired by paying $500 at a blacksmith in town. Your side bag capacity is reduced by 2. Right, there we go. So we'll put these number 3 counters down to remind me that side bag capacity for both heroes is only 3 now. Right, and Sadie, your travelling hazard. 21. A mimic beast. Waking in the night, you see one of the other posse members moving about. As your eyes focus, you see that they are covered in blood and seem to have torn apart one of the horses and are eating it raw. With a sudden motion, they look over at you, their eyes reflecting inhumanly in the flickering firelight, before running off into the darkness. Right, what's the deal? One random hero must discard any transport they have. Well, I would love to have had a special horse or a carriage or something, but we haven't picked one up yet. Also, one other random hero is missing. What? What? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sadie is missing. Who knows how long this mimic beast was posing as your friend. Following the trail of gore, you find the missing hero tied up and savagely beaten in a ramshackle lair. That hero rejoins the posse, but takes D6 wounds, ignoring defense, that carry over to the next adventure. So Sadie, you take 1 wound. You have your outlaw armour. There's a thing about the outlaw armour that I'm going to change. So yes, I see now in one of the FAQs that we can adjust these statistics. Instead of armour 3+, we can change that to armour 4+, and give Sadie endurance 4, which I'm going to do. I kind of like that. So we can make an armour save against that 1 wound, which she passes. So the mimic beat her up, but she's not bothered by it. She does also lose experience points now. Losing experience points isn't very common in this game, is it? So that's pretty bad. 5. Ugh, that's horrible. Yeah, so Sadie loses 125 experience points. It's pretty bad, especially since I've now got to sort these tokens out. Ah, there we go. I think that's correct. Right, here we are at the Plague Town. Don't know what to expect here. It sounds disgusting. When a town is hit by a cursed plague, it is more than just its people that fall ill. The wood begins to rot, the metal begins to rust, and stone to crumble as the supernatural death lingers in the air. How charming. Helping the Forsaken, a plague town always includes a docks office location and a church location. There we go, and let's determine the other locations now. We have a blacksmith, so might be able to repair our side bags, general store, frontier outpost, and smuggler's den. What else have we got going off? Keep your distance. Unwanted attention markers are ignored while in a plague town. That's fine now. I don't have too many mutations at the moment, so we don't go in with very many unwanted attention markers. In fact, 0 unwanted attention markers. The plague. Anytime a hero rolls a 7 on a location event chart, something horrible might happen. What we got over here? Extra options. Tend to the sick. Any hero may give up their day in town to give aid to the victims of the plague. This is a cunning-based test, which could score me some experience points. If at least 1 6 is rolled, the hero may also draw a gear card, passed on to them from a dying victim. And we don't want to roll 1s for that. Okay, that's fine. Experimental medical supplies. The following items are available to purchase at the docks office. What we got? Darkstone salve. Discard to heal 1 injury or mutation on a d6 roll of a 3 or better. Okay, it's expensive, but yeah. Okay, interesting. Plague leeches. Discard to remove d6 corruption points. Aha. If a 1 or a 2 was rolled, take d6 wounds, ignoring defense as well. Still some interesting options there that could be useful. Before anything happens though, we need to draw a daily event card. Wounded soldiers. The The town is filled with wounded soldiers that marched in this morning from a nearby battle. They are the last remnants of their division, overrun by horrors from beyond. Each hero may give up their day in town to help the wounded. Make a lore. It's an easy lore test, and gain 10 experience points for every 3 or better rolled. If at least 1 6 is rolled, you also may draw a gear card as a dying soldier passes it on to you. That's very similar to the 10 to the sick option, so we'll have to weigh up our options there. Alright, you two, where are you staying? Well, as always, Randall's going to head to the hotel, since he can stay there for free, and Sadie likes to go to the campsite, so let's see what happens there. 11. Uneventful night. It's an uneventful evening of drunken debauchery and raucous songs around the campfire. No effect. Okay, day 1. I think Randall will go and tend to the wounded soldiers, so we'll put him there. And Sadie's going to head to the doc's office, since he seems to be a specialist in a plague town. We'll consider buying some of these special items. Okay, let's deal with Randall first. He may be sinister, but he is wise, and let's see if he can help the wounded soldiers. We need to make a lore test. Randall's lore is currently 6. That's a whole bunch of 1s, isn't it? The wounded soldiers are perhaps not particularly impressed with Randall's strange methods, and he only gains 10 experience points. Right, Sadie rolls up to the doc's office. 4. What's the event? Dirty tools. The dock is using dirty tools for operating and stinks of liquor. That's not good. All attempts at surgery made today are -1 on the roll on the chart, to a minimum of 0. Well, I was thinking getting this crushed arm fixed, but maybe I'll leave it this time round. So, Sadie does have over $1,000 to spend, and now that she's got the Ring of Zoo, she needs to take a bit of control over how her corruption goes up and down. So there's a couple of options here. There's the Plague Leeches and there's the Darkstone Injection. Yes, we'll take the Plague Leeches and the Darkstone Injection. That's going to cost $300. Alright, that's the end of day 1. Let's see if there is an event. Nope, we'll move on to the next day. Day 2. In the Plague Town. Persecution. Filled with hate for the accursed mutant, the townsfolk form an angry mob and begin scouring the town to find and punish the unclean outsiders they have heard rumour of. So, Sadie, you're a bit of a mutant with your tentacle tongue, so you need to roll a die. Don't roll a 1. Okay, narrowly escaped the mob there. Right, Randall heads to the hotel. Sadie's just got this funny feeling. With that mob going around, she doesn't feel like the campsite is safe. So she's going to go to the hotel as well. She needs to pay $10. Alright, where shall we go today? Now, between us we have 12 Darkstone. Looking at the blacksmith, which is where you spend your Darkstone. Look at this Darkstone grip. $1,200 plus 8 Darkstone. Takes up 1 upgrade slot attached to any gun. The item is now +1 shot. Look at this, there's a nice open upgrade slot on the Colt rifle. That sounds like a good idea to me. Alright. Randall, you go that way. Sadie, let's go to the smuggler's den. Let's see what's going off here. 6. Drunken debauchery and veiled threats. The scruffy, smelly and downright vile scum that reside here barely notice your arrival amongst the revelry. Probably for the best. No effect. For $25, Sadie doesn't mind visiting the back alley dock and seeing if we can get rid of this tentacle tongue. So, let's roll on the chart. 1. Dead. Your hero dies on the table during the attempt. Well, wow. That is a thing that just happened. That, Sadie's dead. So, this absolute cretin of a doctor takes a big bone saw, hacks through Sadie's tentacle tongue, a bit too much, and she bleeds out. Okay, I've prepared a coffin. We're going to put Sadie in here, along with all her money and stuff, because churches do offer a resurrection service. So this is not the end of Sadie. It's just a temporary setback while I raise the funds to bring her back to life. Now, the tomb chest. The idea was that Randall was going to use this dark stone over at the blacksmith, so I think that Sadie would have passed all this over to him before she got herself hacked to death, so he can still get his darkstone grip. Oh dear, Sadie, what are we going to do with you? Bury me with my money! So, Randall doesn't quite yet know what has happened, but he will get into the blacksmith. 4. Cost increase. There's more work than one blacksmith can handle. All purchase prices are plus $100. Right, that means that the darkstone grip is going to be $1,300. Can I actually afford it now that Sadie isn't here? I think so. Yep, there we go, my good man. There's your money. 8 darkstone, and we get a darkstone grip plugged into the cult rifle. Now it gets 3 shots. Right, let's see if we can get Hellbats to steal it again. Is there anything else we want from the blacksmith while we're here? Let's take a look. I think we're good, actually. So we're going to end the day. Let's see if there's an event. Yes, there is. So the cherry on the cake for today is 7. Spreading fear. Fear spread through the town as the days grow dark and the demonic attacks more frequent. One random town location closes up shop. And the campsite dissipates and the hotel doubles its current rate. Before I forget, I mustn't forget Randall's Crimson Hand ability. Does he do the secret handshake with the blacksmith on the roll of a 6? Yeah, he gets a goodie. So for the blacksmith gives him a piece of darkstone back. There you go. Right, which shop is disappearing? 3, that would be the smuggler's den. We're out of here. Oh, right. What do we do now? Randall's only got about $300 left. Does he want to keep going on his own, or should we bring in a temporary second hero to help him along the way? I think it might be fun just to have a second hero for a little bit, just while we get the funds to get Sadie back on her feet. And I'm thinking, just to keep the gender parity out, we'll bring along the saloon girl. Alright, here she is, Ruby Delaney. She has her holdout pistol, and as always I like to pick the starting upgrade at random, shuffle them about a bit. We'll have this one. Acrobatic dodge. You may move through other models during your movement. Once per turn you may re-roll 1 failed defense roll. And of course Ruby needs a personal item. Let's have this one. The Ace of Spades. +1 luck. You may roll 1 extra die for scavenge tests. There we go. So it's nice to have you along for the ride for the time being, Ruby. Your only task is to help me get money so we can raise Sadie from the dead. Do we want to spend another day in town? Let me think. Yes. Yes, we are. Let's go back to the hotel. Randall, could you pay for Ruby's hotel stay, please? That's very kind of you. Thank you. Actually, it's $20 now. I'm sorry to say. Here we go. What is the daily event? We found something buried in the sand. Come take a look. Ain't seen nothing like it. Each hero may make a lore test to investigate. Oh, Randall might do that. Yes. Now, Randall, I seem to recall you tried lending your hand at the We Found Something event before, and it didn't quite work out well for you, if I remember right, but I'll try it again. Let's bring your expertise over and see what you can make of this. Right, so we have 3 passes, so Randall gains 30 experience points. He did roll a 1, which means he takes D6 horror hits, and he also rolled a 6, which means we discovered that the miners have found something of value and are willing to sell it to you. Draw a world card to see where the object is from, then an artifact card from that world. You may purchase the artifact for D6 times 50. Now we've got $300, so there's a good chance I might be able to buy whatever it is. Alright, Randall, there's your experience, but how horrid is this thing? 6 horror hits. It's a nasty one. Alright, your willpower is 4, which means you take 2 sanity damage. Something from the mines. Alright, Randall, what is it that's got you so worked up? What have we found? An otherworld artifact. Draw an artifact from the Caverns of Cynder artifacts deck. Here we go, around the merry-go-round. Fireblade. Well, who would not want a flaming sword? But can we buy it? Is the thing. So D6 times 50. That is $200. We can just afford it. Yeah, that will go very nicely in Ruby's hands. Alright, fellas, leave that thing alone. There's some money for you. We'll take that. Ruby, not even gone on an adventure yet, and here's your flaming sword. What does it do? Uses D8 for damage, and if the target takes 1 or more wounds from a hit, they also gain a burning marker. We can give burning markers to enemies. What I think I'd like Ruby to do, because she's nice, she's going to tend to the sick today. And Randall, I'm torn. I do want to go buy some bandages to pass on to Ruby, but also I kind of want money. So we're going to go to the Frontier Outpost to pick up a bounty. Alright, let's deal with Ruby tending to the sick first. So she needs to make a cunning test. Her cunning is 4. So she gets 2 passes. So that is 50 experience points, but look, you also rolled a 1. And you take D6 wounds, ignoring defense. 3 wounds. Ruby, you picked up a bit of a cough and a sneeze there. Are you alright? How's this going to affect us? She only has 10 health. 3 wounds. Yeah, she'll be fine. Let's not worry about it. And then Randall. What's the event at the Frontier Outpost? 10. The sound of bugles. Over the outpost walls you can hear the bugles blare as the soldiers run training drills to be ready for the next hellbat attack. Do not roll for a town event at the end of this day in town. Right, now we're here. Look, we can sell Darkstone, and Randall's got 5 pieces to sell. That could raise some funds. Let's do it. So we need to roll for... Yeah, let's sell them all. So we're going to roll 5 dice for each piece. Right, so that is $350. Next we want to pick up a bounty, which we have on Night Terrors. $150 to every hero for each killed. There we go, there's my incredibly professional bounty token thing. What else can we do here? Got a bit of money now. Stick of dynamite, maybe? Don't need any of these melee weapons now that Ruby's got a two-handed flaming sword. Yeah, a stick of dynamite will be fun to play with, won't it? Let's stick that in our broken side bag. See, $200. Yep. Alright, we're done. Now, let's get going. I think we're just going to have a bit of a swap about of stuff. I think I would like Ruby to have the Badlands Adventure gear, because that will give her some bandages, and we'll also give her... Yeah, Randall doesn't need all this alcohol. We'll give Ruby a bottle of whiskey as well. Alright. Look at this mess. What happened? Alright, there we go. We'll end the session there. We'll find out what the next adventure is in the next session. It's funny how one lone doctor in the Smuggler's Quarter managed to kill Sadie off when hordes and hordes of demons weren't able to do the job. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time.